Hey YouTube, Common Collector here, and today I am bringing you my 10,000 Dragon deck profile. So I recently pulled this card out of a Battles of Legend Armageddon pack, and I figured I would show you guys my version of how just sort of the fun way on how you guys can run this deck. If you guys want to hop on like EDO Pro, Dueling Book, or like Dueling Nexus and test this deck out for yourself just for fun, or if you were fortunate enough to pull a 10,000 Dragon or had enough money to buy yourself this crispy boy, then yeah, hopefully you guys will like this deck profile. It is centered around Blue Eyes White Dragon, as well as running the Guard Dragon engine, just so you can make sure to get this card into your hand. So this deck is pretty consistent. Overall, it's not like super competitive, so take this deck profile with a grain of salt, but overall, it's a lot of fun. Please, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are doing a giveaway on the newest set that just came out, Rise of the Duelist, where I'll be doing a giveaway. And mostly I do that stuff on Instagram, so just check out my Instagram for the details. There will also be details down in the description. So I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to be kind of doing this deck profile a little bit differently. I'm just going to kind of space out all the cards here so you guys can see. So we're going to be starting off, obviously, with the 10,000 Dragon. So if you guys don't know what this card does, is that it has to be special summoned to your side of the field by attributing monsters that you control whose combined attack and defense is 10,000 or more. And then if summoned this way, its attack becomes 10,000. Hence the name 10,000 Dragon. Also the 10,000th Yu-Gi-Oh card ever printed. So he's a very expensive crispy boy, but yeah, overall this deck is really fun, so I wanted to make sure that I got out this deck profile to show you guys how to play it. So we're going to be going off here with 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon, obviously. He's sort of like the center of your deck, which is, or how 10,000 Dragon is going to be kind of pivoting. And then next, obviously, we're going to be running the 3 Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. So what this card does is that it has to be special summoned first by revealing a Blue Eyes in your hand, and then also you can, once per turn, target a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. And then if you do that, this card can't attack for the turn. However, if you are able to get out 2 Blue Eyes alternatives, or like an alternative and a regular Blue Eyes, then you can just go ahead and tribute these guys off for your 10,000 Dragon, which means that if this card can't attack, it's really not that big of a deal. So overall, the Blue Eyes alternative works really fantastic in this deck because, like I said, this deck isn't super competitive, but as long as you can get out 1 or 2 of these onto the field, and then you're able to, just do a little bit of spot removal. That's sort of like the main purpose of the deck. You just kind of get out all these little, these big guys who can do a little bit of spot removal here and there, and then eventually, by the time you get 10,000 Dragon onto the board, the entire field is basically clear, and then he can just one punch directly. So then going on, we are playing 3 copies of the White Stone of Legend. So when this card is sent to the graveyard, then you just add a Blue Eyes from your deck to your hand. So 3 is a little bit of overkill, but there is a reason why we are playing it, is because of Cards of Consonance. So just to keep the overall theme of like Blue Eyes White Dragon, sort of like a Blue Eyes Turbo deck, we are playing 3 Cards of Consonance and 3 trade-in to help discard like these cards, just to keep getting, get through the deck as quick as we can to get to that 10,000 Dragon. And there's other ways to get into 10,000 Dragon as well. But then we're going on to 2 copies of White Stone of Legend. Not really needed as much, because White Stone of Legend helps you to +1, but also the White Stone of Legend, you can just banish it from your graveyard, and then you add a Blue Eyes from your graveyard into your hand, which helps you to set up for your alternative. And then for our last Blue Eyes card, we are playing the 1 Dragon Spirit of White. It's treated as a normal monster when it's in the hand and graveyard, which helps actually a lot in this deck. You can just pitch it to the graveyard with Dragon Shrine, and then it's treated as a normal monster in the graveyard, and then you can just send another monster, so that's really helpful. And then also, when this card is special summoned to the field, you can target 1 spell or trap card that your opponent controls and just banish it. So again, with just a little bit of spot removal, that's really how this deck can make it possible to get out 10,000 Dragon and just hit for that 10,000 damage to OTK. So going away from the Blue Eyes cards, we're playing 3 copies of Flamevale Guard. If you really want the extra 100 defense, you can make this like the Guard Dragon Justicia. But I just chose to play the Flamevale Guard. It's really up to player preference. Then going on, 2 copies of Danger Bigfoot. This is like our only non-dragon cards. So Bigfoot is just in here because if he's discarded, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy it, which is really nice. Also, he's a big 3,000 attack monster. It's unfortunate that he has no defense, so he can't help to boost up, for the attack of 10,000 Dragon, but overall he works really well. And I should just go back and explain that the Flameveil Guards are in here for more discards for the Cards of Consonance, as well as it's also in here that way as a normal monster, because then you can use it for link material to go into your other stuff. And he's a level 1, so he helps with some of your level 1 link offs and all that stuff. Like, the Flameveil Guard just works really well in here. Then we're obviously going into the black and white dragons. These cards are just really great extenders to help you go into the Guard Dragon engine. One Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. Really great spot removal here as well. If you banish light and dark monsters, you can destroy 2 cards on the field. One Galactic Spiral Dragon. This card is really underrated in like the dragon deck community, but there's a lot of the times where to summon out like the Wyver Buster or the Chaos Legionnaire, I'll end up actually banishing this card, and then you can go ahead and just use your Guard Dragon Pisty to special summon it back, because this can special summon banished cards. So you special summon this back to the field, link this away, or use it for XZ material, send it to the graveyard, and then you can go ahead and use Galactic Spiral Dragon's effect again, bring it back onto the field, and then it'll get banished again once it leaves the field. But you can just kind of like hopscotch this card around, and it really helps. You can set it up in the graveyard some way. There's a lot of ways to set up all your plays in the graveyard. The one World Chalice Guard Dragon, basically these 2 cards I always send together with Dragon Shrine. Or if I draw Dragon Shrine and I can't, I already drew into one of these, then I just sort of, you get both of those into the graveyard, and then it just really helps for your plays. And then we are playing the 1 Defrag Dragon. This card actually can special summon itself to the field in 2 different ways, so that's really nice. The one way that's a little bit unique to this deck is that Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon counts as Blue Eyes White Dragon, while in the hand and in the graveyard, or maybe just in the graveyard. But so if you can get like 2 alternatives and 1 Blue Eyes into the graveyard, then you can just banish them for your Defrag Dragon, and then you can special summon it to the field and keep extending. Then besides that, our last monster is the 1 Omni Dragon Brotar. Literally the only reason why I couldn't get this deck profile up right away. I was waiting for this to come in the mail, and TCG Player just took a really long time. But basically with Omni Dragon Brotar, when this card is special summoned, keep in mind that it has to be special summoned. You can then discard 1 card from your hand, and then you target 1 monster on the field. Usually you just target the Brotar, and then you add from your deck to your hand 1 monster with the same type and attribute. So Omni Dragon Brotar is a Dark Dragon, so you just add 10,000 Dragon, who is also a Dark Dragon. Get him into your hand, and then you can just link him away for one of your one of like the Guard Dragons or anything else, or else you just summon him out from the Guard Dragons and then, link him away into Saryuja or whatever, just to get a little bit more attack on the field. So then we are obviously, like I said, playing the 3 trade-in and 3 Cards of Consonance. These cards just really help you to turbo through the deck and get to the important stuff, and it helps set up your graveyard tremendously. So I would not drop these cards. I was originally playing just the 3 trade-in, and then I decided to add in the Flameveil Guard and increase these ratios a little bit, just so that I could actually add in the Cards of Consonance, keep it a little bit more Blue Eyes themed, and just help turbo through the deck that much quicker. So then we're going on for the 1 Dragon Ravine, 1 Dragon Shrine. You only really need 1 of each of these, and then 1 Melody of the Awakening Dragon. Again, helps set up your graveyard, and it helps add either your Blue Eyes Alternative or your Chaos Dragon Legionnaire into your hand. So I just really like having at least 1 copy of this in the deck. Then for the last of our spells, we are going to be playing just a bunch of like Monster Reborn effects. So 2 World Legacy Guard Dragon. You can only activate 1 per turn, but you can always just discard. If you draw into 2 of them, you can just discard the second one. We have a lot of discard effects. And besides that, you Monster Reborn a level 4 or lower dragon monster from your graveyard. So that just really helps to keep your field going so you can go into your Guard Dragon monsters. And then besides that, You can move one monster to a different zone on the field, so you can just move your guard dragons or whatever else around. Then 2 copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. This card is actually really clutch in here because, so it's a monster reborn for a level 7 or 8 dragon monster in the graveyard, and then besides that, if a dragon monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this instead. So if you actually do get out the 10,000 dragon, which is our main focus of the deck, you get him out, and then your opponent has some sort of an effect to destroy something, like destroy an attacking monster, or just any sort of disruption effect. Then you can just banish the Return of the Dragon Lords as long as you have it set up in your graveyard, and it's just really, like, it works a lot better than you would think. Then the 1 copy of Silver's Cry gets back a dragon type normal monster special summon. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different targets for that. So usually you can get that effect off good. And then just 1 regular monster reborn. So that's going to do it for the main deck. Now let's get on into the extra. So for that extra deck, we are playing, of course, the 1 Guard Dragon Pisty and 1 Guard Dragon LP. These cards are just fantastic in here if you're trying to search for that Omni Dragon Brotar so that you can search for your 10,000 dragon. So basically what these do, they require a level 4 or lower dragon monster. That's why we're playing so many of them in the deck. And then besides that, this special summons from the main deck or hand, and this special summons from the banished or graveyard. And they just have to be to a zone that 2 link monsters point to. So pretty much everyone knows what those do. I'm not going to spend too much time on them. Just 1 Striker Dragon, just literally in here just to like link off another level 4 lower dragon monster if we need to. 1 Link Spider because, you know, he just requires a normal monster, and then you can special summon a level 4 or lower normal monster from your hand to a zone that he points to. So if you kind of brick and you draw into 2 of your Flameveil guards, it's just really nice. You go into Link Spider, get out a second one, and then you can from there go into like Christian Halka-Fibrax or something. 1 Link Karibo, he's not a dragon, so sometimes that can get clunky with these guys because they do lock you into dragons. But if you draw a really brick hand and you just have to Link Karibo, sometimes that's all you can do. 1 Relinquished Anima, again, we're playing just a lot of level 1 monsters, so it just makes sense to have it in here. And again, just more spot removal. And if you can take a really big guy from your opponent, say your opponent gets out like a big boss monster with 3,000-4,000 attack, you take that away from them, and then this actually gets that attack, and then you can just send it off for your 10,000 dragon. 1 Hieratic Seal, 1 Christian Halka-Fibrax, really doesn't need to be in here, but it does kind of come up. Again, like I said, if you go into Link Spider, and then you can just keep on extending a little bit. 1 Triple Burst Dragon, he's just like the Link 3 of choice. And then for your big boys, you have 1 Saryuja and 1 Boral Sword. Saryuja's really nice in here because he can help you revamp your hand if you just cannot get into like Omni Dragon Brotar. And if you're trying to search for that 10,000 dragon. And he lets you special summon a monster to a zone that he points to, so you can just sort of summon like a Blue Eyes right onto the field out of the blue, and then you can tribute for that 10,000 dragon. Then we were playing 1 Dingirsu, just sort of like a rank 8 of choice. And then the 1 number 90 Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, and you just summon him out in order to re-overlay into the Galaxy Eyes full armored Photon Dragon. So he's just more... He's more in the deck for just extra destruction, so once per turn detach material from him and then target a face-up card your opponent controls and just destroy it. So that's really nice. You can get him out, and then his attack and defense total gets to 7,500, which means that you only need 2,500 more attack on the board. So if you can get him onto the field, like next to your Danger Bigfoot, you just tribute them off, get 10,000 dragon, and if you've successfully summoned both of them, then you've probably destroyed a couple cards on the field, and there you go. Oh, and I believe I missed the Dragoonity Knight Romulus. He's obviously in the deck to search out our Dragon Ravine and whatnot, so I can't believe that I missed him. Besides that, also he's lets you special summon a monster from your hand, so he just helps you to extend again. So now I'm going to show you guys just one quick run through of the deck just to sort of show off how the combos roll. Okay guys, so we are going to do just one really quick combo run through so you guys can understand how this deck works. So I believe I forgot to mention that this is actually a going second deck. I guess that should have been made apparent by how I was explaining the deck profile, but yeah, basically it's a going second deck, so we're actually going to draw 6 cards here. And this is actually a pretty sweet hand. So we have a little bit of our graveyard extension. We have a Cards of Consonance with some tuners. And then we have a Danger Bigfoot, which is going to help us to get a big boy onto the field. So I believe we're just going to, we don't really want to like waste any of these cards with the Bigfoot. So we're just going to activate the Cards of Consonance. Generally with the Bigfoot, I usually don't even use his effect. I just discard him off with a trade-in. So we use Cards of Consonance to set up our graveyard a little bit with the White Stone of Ancients, and then that's going to allow us to draw 2 cards. I'll maybe just try to keep my hand open like this so you guys can sort of see what's going on. We will then activate the Melody of Awakening Dragons and discard the Danger Bigfoot, which is going to allow us to get 2 dragon monsters, and then Danger Bigfoot would then destroy 1 card that our opponent controls. So one face up card. So we will pick up, I believe from here we'll pick up 1 Blue Eyes alternative white dragon, and then we'll also get the Chaos Dragon Levianeer. It'd be really nice if just that Melody of Awakening Dragons would search off our 10,000 dragon right there, but unfortunately that's not how it works. So we have not normal summoned yet, so we will just summon off this Flameveil Guard, and we will link it away right away in order to go into, we'll just try the Striker Dragon. That's usually a good opening play. And then we'll activate this World Legacy Guard Dragon, which is going to allow us to bring back the Flameveil Guard. We'll then special summon the Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon by revealing a Blue Eyes in our hand. And then with that, we can go ahead and link these 2 away. We'll destroy one monster that our opponent controls, and then we'll link these 2 away to go into our Romulus. He's going to allow us to pick up our Dragon Shrine and add it to hand. And then, our Dragon Ravine. Did I say Dragon Shrine? I think I did. And then we'll just take the Flameveil Guard, and we can link that away into our first Guard Dragon. So we'll go with our Guard Dragon LP. And then we can actually, yeah, I think we're going to use the World Legacy Guard Dragon and just move the LP over a zone. So that means that we now have a zone where 2 monsters point to. So we will activate the LP effect and special summon the Brotar onto the field. And then when he's special summoned from that way, we can discard a card. And so I think from here we will actually, I'm not too sure how I even feel about using Dragon Ravine at this point, but we will discard off the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is then going to allow us to add the 10,000 dragon into our hand. So half the work is already done for us. Now we just have to figure out a way to get him onto the board. So we will take the Brotar and we will link him away to go into our Guard Dragon Pisty, and we'll put him right there. And then from here, I sometimes like to go into Saryuja if I can, but I'm not too sure if that's the smartest move. We can probably special off that Levianeer, so if we have some, yeah, we have 1 dark, we can banish this light here, and then also this dark as well. So yeah, we will, I like leaving the Brotar in the graveyard because he actually does have an effect during like the battle phase. So we will take these guys and we will go into our Chaos Dragon Levianeer. We'll activate its effect to destroy 2 cards that our opponent controls. And now that this card can't attack this turn, we're just going to use it to link away eventually. And we'll activate, we want to use Return of the Dragon Lords before we get out 10,000 Dragon. That way we can use its protection effect. So we will pick up a level 7 or 8 dragon monster. So we will pick up our Blue Eyes White Dragon once again with Return of the Dragon Lords. And we'll take these 4 monsters actually, and we'll send them off into our Saryuja, the Skull Dread. And with Saryuja, since we used 4 monsters as material, we then get to take 4 cards off the top of our deck, and then we just shuffle 3 cards back in. So with that, we'll put to the bottom of the deck, we'll put the Flameveil Guard, the White Stone of Ancients, and actually I kind of want to keep those cards, so we'll send the Defrag Dragon back as well. So with this, we'll now activate the Dragon Ravine, discard the White Stone of Legend. White Stone of Legend is going to add a Blue Eyes into our hand, and then the Dragon Ravine is going to send a monster to the graveyard. So I believe we still have the Galactic Spiral Dragon in the deck. It should be in here somewhere. Yeah, so we're going to send him off for sure. He's always a really good one to send. So with that, we will probably activate the Pisties effect, and with Pisty, we can actually bring back the White Stone of Legend once again, and with that, or actually even if we didn't want to use White Stone of Legend, we could bring back a banished Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, pop one more card on our opponent's side of the field, and then we can go ahead and activate Saryuja's effect, special summoning this Blue Eyes from our hand. Then we can take these two cards right here, tribute summon for our, special summon by tributing for our 10,000 dragon. He's now going to have 10,000 attack while on the field, as well as getting an extra 300 attack by Saryuja. So then from here, we can just go ahead and attack our opponent, probably directly, because we've been able to blow up, I believe, 5 cards, maybe only 4 cards. And let's also not forget that we can activate the White Stone of Ancients, which would add the Blue Eyes White Dragon actually back into our hand. Or we could use White Stone of Ancients at the end phase to special summon our 3rd copy of Blue Eyes from our deck. And we also have the Omni Dragon Brotar chilling in our graveyard. So that way, if our board does end up getting blown up, we can still special summon him back to the field, and we could sort of protect ourselves from there. So besides that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile and combo video. I've really been enjoying testing with this deck. It's, again, not super competitive. You're not going to see people playing with this like at a regionals or anything, but would be like a fun deck to take to locals. But also, I don't want to be playing with this 10,000 Dragon too much because it is an expensive card, so I'm mainly just letting it sit on my shelf with all of my other expensive cards. This card is really my pride and joy, so I just really wanted to show it off to you guys in this deck profile. Again, hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already. Check out my Instagram for the giveaway, and you guys can, again, find all the details for that in the description down below. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.